Okay. So in our previous lesson, we have understood about IP addressing, right?
Yes.
Okay. And in this lesson, we will be knowing about Cisco routers because after IP addressing, we have to configure Cisco routers. So before configuring Cisco routers, we have to understand the architecture of Cisco router, how it works. Okay. So today we are going to work on this module 2, which is Introduction to Cisco
Okay.
routers. Okay. So first of all, we have to know
Okay.
about router. See, we have three type of devices mainly, or we can say four devices, which is very much important to know. First one is your switch. So you know what is switch. Switch is used for connecting multiple LAN devices or multiple
Okay.
devices to communicate within a single LAN. Okay. Now we have hub. Okay. Hub also works
Yes.
same like switch, but switch is faster than hub. Switch has multiple different options as per hub. If you will compare, hub do not have memory, switch have memory. Switch, you can configure switch, but you cannot configure hub. Okay. Now after that we have to know
You
about,
configure.
we can
Wait, you configure what?
yeah, we can configure switch, but we cannot configure hub.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, so switch are manageable switches where you can manage the switches, but hub you cannot manage, its default. Okay, so now
Okay.
router. So router is used for connecting different LAN devices. Like if you are talking about router here, this okay. So what is router? So first option is
Yes.
router is an internetworking device used to connect two or more different networks. Okay, means here you can see here this is LAN
Yes.
1, LAN A, and whenever LAN A wants to communicate to LAN
Yes.
B, so here you have to add router between them. So router will help you to communicate between two different
Yes.
network, two different LAN. Okay, and some
Yes.
other deep information about the router, that a router is a networking device that forwards data packet between computer networks, or you can say between two different computer networks. Okay, and some other advanced that router performs the traffic directing or direction bit. Okay,
Okay.
traffic direction means, like suppose if I want to go Banjul, so how I can reach Banjul? Do I have multiple path? Which one is the shortest path? So each and everything will be decided by router. Okay, and router and its routing protocol, you can say.
Okay.
Yes. Now when we are talking about routers, so there are multiple
Yes.
companies who make routers. So we have to work on Cisco routers. So you can say that Cisco router
Yes.
provide different types of routers. Okay, so we will be knowing that, okay, which type of routers are there. Like, see, when we talk about Microsoft, so Microsoft provide Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 11.
Yes.
Okay, so same here, Cisco also provide multiple types of series of routers, you can say. So in that we will
Okay.
come to know that, okay, this, what is the
Okay.
capacity of this router, what this router can perform. Okay, so there are some other devices also of the
Yes.
Cisco which provide wireless connectivity, security features, voice over IP functions. But we are going to work on routing and switching. Security is after this. Okay. Now, so as I told you here, the router
Yes.
manufacturing companies, like who create router. On Cisco is not only the company who create routers. Okay, so there are multiple companies who create routers
Yes.
like Cisco, Juniper, Microtik, Cyberom, D-Link, okay, Multicom, Linksys, okay, Huawei. So there are multiple companies who make routers, but Cisco is the main leading company. Okay, if you have knowledge of Cisco router configuration,
Yes.
means you can work on different other routers also. Now whenever we talk about Cisco routing devices or
Okay.
Cisco networking models, okay, so whenever we talk about some kind of network design, so Cisco has divided the network design using the Cisco devices, okay, in three models. So Cisco provide three type of
Yeah.
devices, okay. One is like, to understand basic, like one is like
Okay.
basic router which have low configuration, you can say. After that, little bit strong router, and then strongest
Okay.
router, same like your, remember, uh, we were using something like Pentium 4. After Pentium 4, dual core came. After dual core came, the core i3 came, then 5,
Yes.
then
Yes.
7, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
So you can say that
Five.
Cisco
Yes.
has
Yeah. Yeah.
said
Yes.
that these the networking devices are divided into three layers, like access layer, distribution layer, and core layer. Okay, so the access layer devices are basic
Yeah.
devices which can only perform
Yeah.
basic routing. Okay, distribution layer routers which can accept multiple requests, okay, and perform route manipulation. Means routing is performed by distribution layer, okay, and the policies are defined by distribution layer routers. And then the final is the core layer routers. So the core layer routers are used for data transferring between ISP to ISP, means one ISP to another ISPs. Like say you are connected to Gamtel, right? And maybe you want to send email to me,
Okay.
okay. So when you will send email or when
Yes.
you want to send data, so first you will send data to your
Yeah. Yeah.
ISP.
I'm connected to QCell. My eyes is
Yes, QCell.
yes.
And I am connected to maybe Airtel here. Okay. And when you want to send some data to me, right? So first your data will go to QCell server, right? And then
Yes.
QCell
Yeah.
server, okay, will send to another internet ISP, and then that ISP will send to me, like that.
QCell.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Now
Oh,
here's
okay. I
I could,
understand. Like what you're saying is like, are you saying what you're saying? Like, if I send a message,
yes,
like, okay, I'm using my laptop,
yes,
but I'm using a QCell router or a
yes,
QCell as an ISP.
yes,
So my message, and the other person is using, let's say, a gum cell. So what happens is from the access layer, it's going to be when I'm going to send. So like when I send a message from my device, it goes to the ISP, which is QCell,
yes. See,
and then
this is
QCell
your
send it to
device, okay?
GumCell, and
This
then
is your
GumCell send it
device.
to the next person and
Yes,
send the message to.
yeah, this is your device.
Yes,
Here,
yes,
Gamtel or QCell router is
yes,
connected. So whenever you will sell data from here, it will reach to your device. Then after
yes,
that,
yes,
it will, or you can say this is
yes,
the device of the
yes.
Q cell, okay, which is connected in your house. After that, whenever you will send data, it will go to the distribution layer router, and then distribution layer router will send to
Yeah,
the
where I'm
core
connected.
layer routers, and then core layer router will send from ISP to
Yes.
another ISP. So that another ISP will receive the data on core layer, then it will
Okay.
distribute to distribution, and then distribution will say, okay, I have to send to Gambia
Okay.
or uh, Senegal, where I have to send. It will decide like that.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, now you will
Okay.
say that,
That's
okay,
fine.
how you will identify that
That's fine.
which router will be working as a access layer routers. So you can see here, access layer routers are used by small organizations, okay, and access layer are also known as end layer device, or you can say end user devices, okay, and it is very lowest level of the router, means very low, okay, which cannot handle multiple type
Okay.
of, yeah, multi type of loads, okay. Now this access layer sometimes is referred as a desktop layer, okay,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it is just for, means it is just used for connecting clients, nodes, to the network, means just connecting for internet use, that's it. No routing manipulation, no traffic manipulation, just for internet access. And whenever you see some routers in your organization like Cisco 800, 1000, 1600, 1700, like 1800, 2500, so you those are access layer devices of Cisco.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say it's going to be like the one I'm using right now here, just for me to access. Like,
Yeah, those are access layer. Okay, now when we are talking about distribution layer,
so how about like this one I am using right now? Like the one I'm using on me here. Is it that's an access? Is just an access layer, right?
yeah, those comes
An
under
access layer
access
router.
layer category.
Yeah.
Okay. Now distribution layer means for when you will send data from your home and it will reach to ISP, right? So it will reach to ISP distribution layer routers, and then distribution layer router finds that okay, I have to send data to India, data to Nigeria, data to US. According to that, according to your packet, it will or according
Yes.
to destination, okay, it will send to core and then core will forward it.
Yes.
Okay, now so the distribution layer is located between access layer and core layer,
Yes.
means it is in between of access layer and core layer, or it's, you can say it's provide the, it is a boundary layer, you can say, between access layer and core layer, from where you have generated the data and from where you have to forward the data. Now distribution layers defines policy for the network, means how the data has to be forwarded. Those decisions will be taken only via distribution layer routers. Okay, distribution layer routers, you can say, include high
Yes.
end layer devices. They are very strong devices. Okay, and distribution layer routers, okay, ensure about the packet delivery, packet routing, okay, and mainly they are used in enterprise networks. Okay, enterprise network means like big organizations, corporate
Yes.
organizations. And distribution layer routers are responsible for high end routing, means
Okay.
heavy routing, multiple load, it can handle multiple loads, millions of loads, you can say. And these are some devices like 2600, 28. Nowadays companies are using this from 37 to this one. Okay, these are now
Yes.
they are not using these. Okay, they all are old now. 37, 38. Even there some are using 4000 and 4500 distribution layer routers.
37 to 45.
Yes. Okay, now core layer router, see, core layer router is just known as backbone router of your network. Okay, and you can see these are routers. Can you see, it's very heavy routers and big routers you will find. Okay, and in router you will find big
Yes.
fan cooling
Yes.
systems. Okay, those are known as tower router also. And these core layer routers do not route
The
the
server
traffic.
router.
Yes, means here on this core layer routers, routings are not performed. Routing is already done on distribution layer. So here it will only this core layer will be responsible for data transfer only, high data transfer, high speed data transfer, okay, from one company or one ISP to another ISP. Okay, and these are the routers mainly companies use this. Okay, 7200, we will be using this 7200 in our lab. Okay,
Yeah. Let's say okay.
yeah, tell me.
So let's say this would be like if in the Gambia here we say it is the one that it is going to be, let's say, at Q cell. Like if in the Gambia here we say this one is going to be this core one is going to be at Q cell.
Yes,
Or is it the one that has to be like, we have the gateway also. Our gateway is like does it have to be the one that has to be at the gateway?
yes, you can say the QCell gateway. Yes, very good.
Okay, okay.
Now you will find there are two type of router. One
Okay,
is,
that's understood.
yeah, fixed router, and second one is modular router. Fixed router means the router like your laptop. Okay, your laptop is fixed kind of thing, or maybe some devices like your access router which is inside your home.
Yes,
Okay, if something is not working, can you change it? Same like in the
yes,
desktop, if RAM is not working, you can remove RAM and you can put a new RAM, right? But can you put new RAM from your tablet? Remove RAM and put new RAM from your tablet?
yes. You can. Yes, you can move it. I'll fix another one.
No, 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 from tablet
Yes,
is fixed, you cannot
yes.
remove it.
No, no.
Like
Yes.
suppose from your phone.
Where I can fix the RAM.
Yes, from your phone. See, your phone is totally different,
No,
right?
it's fixed. That one is, yeah, that one is irremovable. It cannot be removed.
Yes. So same here, inside
Yes,
route.
that one. Yeah, that
Yes.
one.
Yeah, tell me.
Yes,
Okay, so we have some fixed router where the slots are fixed, means you cannot modulate it, you cannot change something there if
yes, yes.
something is, yeah.
Yes, like with my phone, that one, those things cannot be fixed. Like in the, I understand what they say. Like the fix, yeah, if something is spoiled, like when if the RAM of my machine has a, if the RAM of my phone has an issue, I cannot change it.
Yes,
I
yes,
cannot be replaced.
yes. And here in the modular router, if there is some problem, it's same like a desktop, means there are some kind of removable card, you can remove and you can put a new card. And here upgradation is possible, you can
Yes,
upgrade it, but in fixed router no upgradation is
yes,
possible. Okay, but nowadays we are not
yes.
using fixed routers nowadays. Okay, fixed router is just only access
Okay.
point. Okay, only access layers. Okay,
Yes,
but nowadays all the devices are coming as a modular router, means where you can modify it. Okay, how modular router look like, see, let me show you. See, can you see this router?
yes.
Okay, in this router you can see here, see you are removing this card and you are putting a new card here. Okay, and these are fixed routers. See, these
The
are
big
the
one
example of fixed router
on the
access
card.
point.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, this one's are fixed. Yes, you cannot remove anything.
Yes. Okay,
Yes,
now when we are talking about some kind of router ports, so router, when you will see router, okay, router will have multiple ports. Okay,
yes.
so which port will help you to connect which devices? Okay, so normally when you will open a router, or when you will see router back panel, you will see multiple type of ports. So here we will come to know what is these ports. Okay, so these ports are divided into some segments. Okay, LAN segment, WAN segment, and
Yes.
administrative segment. LAN segment means where you can connect switches like this, how it is connected here.
Um. Yeah, like we have I have the Ethernet.
Yes, yes, very good. Okay, and then,
The first. Yes, yes,
okay, and then we have here serial link. So this serial link is your WAN connectivity. Okay, this is your LAN connectivity. Okay, so these type of ports are there.
yes.
So serial ports are used for connecting only means you can use this serial port link only between routers to router, means to connect routers and router only. But this fast ethernet port is
Okay,
used for connecting your LAN, means switch to
okay.
PC or
Yes.
direct PC, or even if you do not have serial link, you can use fast ethernet link to connect between routers to router. but serial is only used between
Okay.
routers to router. Serial cannot be used from router to switch or
Now,
router to PC, okay? Because serial port is like this. Have you seen this type of port in the switch or maybe in the
yeah,
computer?
but yeah, this is like the serious. You can I see them in routers.
Yes. Okay. And then after you will find some console ports. So console ports are used for configuring the router, not for connecting. See, connecting is different thing.
Considering.
Yeah,
Yes.
connecting and communication is different thing, and configuring is different thing. So console ports are used for configuring the router, and these serial port, fast ethernet port, okay, are used for creating communication. This is for communication,
Yes.
and this is for configuration. These two, console port and auxiliary port. But auxiliary ports are not nowadays, it's not
Yes.
coming nowadays because they are very old devices, okay.
Yes.
Now
Yeah.
how serial interface look like? See, the serial cable will look like this, okay. Fast ethernet, you already know, right? How fast ethernet look like, okay. So serial cables are used for connecting
Okay.
to routers, and then when we will configure the router, then we will see what is DT, what is DC, okay.
Yes.
Okay, then we have console cable port.
Yes.
So we have three
Yes.
type, we can say that three type of cable comes in console. So console are used for managing the router, managing the switches,
Yes.
okay. So console port, this cable will connect to router and this port will connect to your computer, okay. And computer which port? Com port, okay. So in when you will see,
Yes.
but you will say, sir, but in my laptop I do not have com port, I have USB. So no problem, see here, this will connect to router and this will USB will connect to your laptop.
Yes. There is.
Yes, but you will say, no, I do not have this cable, I have this old cable. So there is converter, see.
Okay. You also have a USB.
Yes, then this RJ45, it will connect here and this is a converter to USB, so you can use
Yeah,
in
but
lap.
that it's like a connector there, which like it's a man connector there.
Yes, yes, okay. And then we have auxiliary ports. Auxiliary ports are like
Yes.
this, but it is not in use nowadays.
Yes.
It's very old, it's like 10-year 15-year old, okay. Then yes, then we have USB port. This
So
USB
the
ports,
serial or comport, right? The comport may come.
can I show you com port? Let me show you.
I mean, like comport there. They come like so. Come is just like communicate. Come here. They just mean like communication port.
Yes, yes, desktop serial port is like this. Inside desktop here, this is the serial
Yeah.
port, this one, okay. So this cable will connect here, okay. This is female port, and this female port will connect to this male port of your computer, okay. Okay, and now we have to know about what is the use of USB port. So USB ports are used for upgrading the router, taking backup of the router
Yes.
IPs
Yes.
images, taking backup of your router files.
That's in the serial port. Yes.
Okay, now when we have
Yes.
these ports, each and every ports have speed. Okay, means how much speed this port can support. Okay, what is the maximum speed supported by these ports? Okay, so here is, you can see that if we are using Ethernet, so Ethernet can only support 10 Mbps speed. It cannot support more than 10 Mbps speed. Now, fast Ethernet port. Fast Ethernet port will
Yeah.
support 100 Mbps speed. Okay. Then we have gig Ethernet. Okay, gig Ethernet is 1 Gbps, or you can say 1000 Mbps speed. Then we are not using this sync serial nowadays. We are using a smart serial if you will find, but
Yeah.
even you will not find these serial ports in the new devices. Okay, and these serial ports what you will get in the old devices,
Yeah.
that
Okay.
only supports up to 1.5 mbps,
Yes. 10.
1.5 mbps speed. Okay, and you'll say that okay sir, what is
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
but if you check the my speed, what I am using speed here in my network, see here, let me show you.
BPS.
Internet speed test. Can you see my speed?
1000.
Is my speed is 120 mbps, the connection what
Okay.
I'm using,
Yeah.
120 mbps. Can you under, it's very fast. Okay,
Okay. That's a smart serial.
yeah, so this is the average speed what we are getting here. Okay, so here that nowadays we are not using these things just because of fast communication, because this was, if you are using this serial port communication, it can only support
Okay.
1.5 mbps. But here if you are using this technology nowadays, fast ethernet and gig, it can support up to 10 gbps. Okay,
Yeah.
and now here like we will see that okay how the console ports are connected to the routers. So console ports already,
Yeah.
we know that console ports are used for local administrative purpose to configure the router. Okay, and it is also used for password recovery if we forget the router password. And see, this is your router, and from router, this console port is connected to your computer serial port. Okay,
Yeah.
and now auxiliary ports are used by, see, here it is not connected directly to your system. See, after router it is not connected to your system, it is connected to modem,
There's
and
some.
from modem it will come to
The
your,
modem. Yeah.
yeah, modem, and from modem it will come to your system. Okay, and see here, like when we saw here like local
Okay.
administration, okay, console, and here we have seen remote administration. So auxiliary ports are used for remote administration. Okay, but nowadays no one works on this. Okay, you will never find, even I have never seen, I have not seen
Administration.
these auxiliary port. Maybe if you, yes, even you will also not see these things. They are like from last 5, no, not 5, you can say like before 10 years ago you have maybe if you have seen, but nowadays you will not see these things. Okay, but it's there in the slide to know, yes, this technology was there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, here is same thing what like in LAN interface. LAN interface comes in three mode: Ethernet, fast Ethernet, and gig Ethernet. WAN interface comes in a single, like these serial interface are used as a WAN interface, and administrative interfaces are your console port and auxiliary port.
Example. Yeah.
Same here, these are router internal components or internal architecture of the router. Same like you will find RAM, okay, but these are fixed RAM. You cannot remove it. Okay. Same like these
Yeah.
are your
That is.
hard disk.
Yes. Yeah, that
Yes,
is.
this is
That
your
is
hard
on the
disk.
motherboard.
Yes, this is your hard disk. So ROM, okay,
Yeah.
you can say this is your ROM, which is will be acting as a hard disk. This is your CPU here. This is your central processing unit. Okay, this
Yeah.
is your transformer, AC to DC transformer, okay, which can convert your AC to DC. Okay, these
Yes.
are some
Yes.
ports,
Yes.
WAN
Yes.
port, LAN port, and this is your power supply like that. But here it's just like
Yeah.
to have idea that when you will open your router, when you will see something, so you can identify, okay, how it is
Yes.
connected and what are these ports.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay, now here we have to know about some router booting process, same like your computer booting process. Like whenever you start your computer, so your computer starts, then
Yes.
what is your process? Remember same, like do you remember post power on self test? So whenever you start your computer, it will run post, and post is a process to check the hardware,
Yes.
okay, whether
But yeah.
hardware is
Yeah.
working or not. And when you have
Yes.
your
Exactly.
hardware is okay, then it will
Yes.
move, okay, it will move to find OS, iOS, okay. If your hardware is okay, then it will find for iOS,
Yeah.
internet network
Yeah.
operating system of Cisco, okay, same like Windows. And when it will
Yeah.
find the iOS, okay, then it, it will load the iOS,
Then
okay.
it loads it.
Yes, and then
Yeah.
see, and where it will find the iOS, okay. So when it will come to post, post will come to Rome, and Rome will tell to, okay, where
All
is
right. Yeah.
the iOS located, okay. So BIOS know where is the iOS located. When it knows that, okay, it is located into flash memory, and then after flash memory, okay, it will find that yes, it was in the flash memory, then it will load. But it will load where? It will load in
Yeah.
RAM, okay. It will load in RAM, and after RAM
Yes.
it will find for file, iOS file, means the configuration file. And if your router is
Yes.
new, okay,
Yes.
then it will boot from a startup config,
Yes.
okay. But if your router is new,
Startup mode.
then it
Yes.
will come to a startup mode. We'll see this one.
Yes. Okay. If it's new.
Yes, I'll show you. See here, let me show you. Suppose let me, if I'm
Okay.
taking one router here, suppose this is a one router. I just started this router, right? Now see,
Yes. Yes.
see. Can you see? This is your startup mode. No other options are coming here. So now you say here no, okay.
Okay.
Then it came
Right.
here, okay. And then if you save something like conf t, and then you say host name r1, and I saved it. Maybe I save it, okay. And then now see, when I'm restarting now, okay, and now restarted. Now you see how it will boot. Means now configuration file is there in the system. I saved it.
Yes. Yes.
See, and now it is coming like, see, now you are not getting the options like this. Earlier we
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
getting like this. Here, see, this option we were getting like this. So slowly, slowly, when we
Yes.
will work on these routers and
Yes. This
everything.
is R1. Yeah. 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 Computer now. Yes. Yes.
Okay, now we are working with Cisco router basic commands. Like if you want to configure a router, Okay, what commands we will be using to configure the router. Okay, so before configuring the router, we have to understand the router modes. Okay, see, router is not like window that we click a
Yes.
start and we start working. Router has modes. Okay, we in which mode we have to configure the router, same like your,
Yes.
like in your office. Like suppose if I want to meet you, right? If I will go to your office, can I meet you directly? No. First I have to meet reception, I have to go to reception, then I'll say, okay, can you please call Mr. Paul?
Yes.
And then she will direct me that, okay, go in office number this, you will find Mr. Paul, right? Then you will take me somewhere we can sit and talk.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So same here in the router also, there are multiple modes. So that, okay,
Yeah, exactly.
each mode, what is the work of this mode, what is the work of this mode, we will be knowing. Okay. Now, so whenever we want to configure the router, so first of all we have to work on the connectivity process. Okay. And in this connectivity process we can see that, okay, whenever this
Yes.
router, maybe this router we want to configure, so we have to connect this router first, and when it is connected then we have to configure this router, right? So connect, this is the connection, first we have to connect in the console. That's why whenever you will see new routers here, okay,
Yes.
so if I'm see, if I'm here and if I'm clicking exit here, okay, so you'll see here, see, console 0 is now available, means we are accessing the router with the help of console port, right? Let me see,
Yeah, contour. Yeah.
console will help you to connect the routers.
What are you using? What are you?
Packet tracer.
Is it on? Are you on the router?
Yes.
Are you on? Have you just opened? What this open packet tracer?
Yes, this is just,
But
this is router
okay,
console.
this is I have local packet tracer and install it.
Yes, but we will be working on GNS.
The one is I have local packet tracer and install on my laptop.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
Okay. Okay.
now you will see that, okay, whenever I will configure the router, so router do not have any screen. Okay, no screen, right? So we have to connect our laptop to access this router, right? Okay, so when we will connect our router, so on router
Yes.
which software I will use, so
Yeah.
this router,
Yeah.
router console or router screen will come. So we have multiple type
Yes.
of software here, so mostly we use putty and secure CRT. Okay, hyper terminal was there in Windows
Yeah.
XP, but we are not using Windows
Yeah.
XP nowadays, but hyper terminal software
Okay.
is also
Okay.
there.
Put it application.
Nowadays people use this too. Okay, even some people use this one also. Depending, we just want to have a screen. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Just like, yeah. I want at least to familiarize myself to, if possible, to either to put the two of them, putty and secure CRP.
Okay. So this is the screen of secure CRT. Okay, this one. Okay. Now
Okay.
we are talking about router mode. Remember, I told you router has different type of mode. With that mode, we will come to know what we can perform with the router. How
Yes.
routers will work here. So router has three mode. One, first mode, okay, then second mode,
Yes.
and this is the third mode. Okay, so when we are talking about this first mode, okay, so this first mode is known as user mode.
Yes.
User mode, or you can say user mode or user exec mode,
Okay.
but
The
people
focus.
directly say user mode. Second one is known as privilege mode, and third
Okay.
one is known as
User
configuration
mode.
mode
Okay.
or global
Yeah.
configuration mode. But you will say that, okay,
So
how I
global.
will come to know,
Okay.
okay, whether it is user mode, okay, whether it is privilege mode or so see, can you see some diagram here? Okay, see, So whenever you see like this,
Yes. Yeah. On the router, you have the greater than sign. You have a greater than sign.
yes, so that is
Yes.
user mode. Okay, so this is, you
Yes.
can say
You have
this
the
is the
greater than sign. The
login.
hash.
Yes, this is
Yes.
the
Okay.
login process. Okay, and when you are in
Yes.
privilege mode, okay,
Yes.
this is just to log in the router. And when you are in privilege mode you can monitor the
Yes.
router, you can check the status of the router, you can check the configuration of the router. In in privilege mode you can restart your
Okay.
router. Okay, but configuration is only part of
Okay.
global
Yes.
configuration, means whenever you want to configure the router you have to come to the configuration mode. Okay, so
Yes.
let me show you here just a small, suppose this is the router, right?
Yeah.
Okay, see, okay, now tell me, this mode is what? This mode, okay, so
Um,
this,
so that is, this one is the login. That's the login mode.
yeah, user mode. Okay, so you have to type
That's
here,
the login mode.
yeah,
Yes.
enable. When you will type enable, so see, have you seen the mode is changed, right? So this is known as privilege mode.
Enable. Yes. It has to privilege mode. Yes.
Yeah, and when you type this, now you are in configuration mode. Okay, see, three different modes: user
Okay.
mode,
You have to write. You have to type config
yeah,
t.
config t, yes, you
Yes.
can,
Config t to get to. Yeah.
yes, to come to the configuration mode. And when you
Okay.
configure it, okay, then you write here exit, and then here you have to save it. So for saving it, you have multiple commands like copy running config to a startup config, means copy ram into nvram. Okay, or you can simply write this command, write to save it.
Mm.
Okay, so any command. Okay,
Okay.
okay, so here this mode is what, tell
Okay.
me, this mode is known as
That is the user mode.
user mode. In this you can just ping, you can use ping command, you can check some limited show command. This is used to enable the router or to log in the router. Okay, okay, now this is known
Okay.
as which mode?
That is so called that's the privilege mode.
Privilege mode. Very good. In this privilege mode you
Mm.
can,
Yes. Mm.
you can enable, you can check the router status, you can check the router configuration. Okay, and here you can debug the router. Debug means you can check what is running inside the router, what are the processes running in the router. Okay, okay, after that
Okay.
you have this global configuration or configuration mode. Okay,
Decoration. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
okay, same here. If we are into user mode, this is your user mode, right? So what command you will type to come in this privilege mode, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
Because enable.
yeah, enable. And when you are in privilege mode, when you are in privilege mode, what command you will type to come to the global configuration mode?
Config t.
Yes, okay. And when you want to come back, so you have to type exit, exit, exit to come back. Okay, suppose
Okay.
if I'm
Okay. You
here
have
on this
exit to
router,
come back.
okay, if I'm here, let me come here, conf t, I'm in configuration mode, right? So if I'll type here, see, exit, then I came to privilege mode, right?
Yes.
And then I will type here
Yes.
exit, then I will come to,
Privilege mode. Yes. Yes. Yeah. You come to user mode.
yes. And there are some sub configurational mode. So sub configurational mode we will be knowing while working and while doing practice. Okay,
Yes.
so we know that this is your router user mode, this
Okay.
is privilege mode, and this is configuration mode. Okay,
Yes.
so we have already
Yes.
seen when you will see something like this, a startup mode. Okay, system configuration dialog means your router is new. Okay, user mode, we already know that this is
Okay. Yes.
user mode, and in this mode only used for some
Yes.
basic
Yes.
monitoring.
Yes. Do
Privilege
some basic
mode
monitoring.
is used for monitoring and troubleshooting. Global mode,
Yeah.
all configurations will be done here on this mode. Okay,
I think.
and these are some sub mode we will be
But,
knowing after
yeah.
while configuration. Okay.
Okay.
User mode, privilege mode, configuration mode, always keep in mind. So if I will tell you that run this command,
Run.
so you have to know that this command will work on which place. It's not that if I'll tell you okay run so IP interface brief command. Okay, so you cannot come and run here, you should know where to run. So I told you that whenever you want to check something, so means to what, to check. So checking command will work on the
Yes.
privilege.
On
But
the
if I'll tell
privilege.
you okay configure this, so configuration you have to come on this mode.
The
Okay,
global configuration. Yes.
yes. Okay, so we have already seen this practical that okay this is user mode, this is privilege mode, and this is configuration mode, right? And this is a line configuration mode, this we will be
Yes.
we'll check this one. Okay, while configuration, but these are three is the main one.
The line. Okay. So,
Yeah,
what is all about the line configuration mode?
line, when we will work on line. Okay, don't worry, slowly.
Okay. Okay.
So router will start. So remember when router has started the first time, we have seen this one system configuration dialog,
Yeah.
right? And it was asking about yes, no, yes, no.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this mode, when it will ask like this, okay, so it is just a system configuration dialog means here you are not getting any kind of user mode and privilege mode something. Okay, so by default router has some kind of
Yes.
template. Okay, and whenever you will enable start the new router, your router will boot as a template, and you have to configure the router as per template. But if you say no, I don't want to configure as a template, I want to configure with my own need. So in that case you say no here. Okay, so let me show you here.
Yeah.
Suppose I am taking one new router here. I started a new router and I came here CLI.
Now, in starting of the route, so in starting of the route, do you double click on the router itself or?
Yeah, just click on the router. Automatically routers, these are
Yes.
simulated, it's already see here. Okay, now see
Yes.
when it
Yes.
is coming here.
But, I've never used packet. I've never used packet tracer or anything. So that's why I'm asking. I want to know
Okay,
how whether you
no
how it
problem, we
works.
will be using GNS3.
Okay.
Okay, so you can see here that it is coming like this. So if I'll say yes, now see, yes, then would you like to enter into basic management setup, you say yes. Are you getting user mode something? Please enter your host name, so I'm saying okay
Yeah.
R1.
I'm
Okay, please enter your secret password, Cisco.
okay.
So everything you have to please Cisco. Enter enable password. Cisco Cisco 123. Enter your virtual terminal password. Cisco. like this. Okay, so it will be asking you, so there is some setup. You will never get any kind of options related to configure by your own. So it is a template. You have to configure according to Cisco template. But you will say, if let me come here to the physical, restart this router, and let me come again.
Yeah, there's options as you go. Yes. Okay.
Okay, and now see if you are getting no. So if you are typing here yes, no, if you type yes, you have to follow the Cisco, what you can say, Cisco template. But if you'll say no, means now see you are getting user mode, enable, okay, conf t. So now you configure whatever you want. Okay, okay. So tomorrow we will be working on these all basic commands, like okay, how to
I
configure,
mean,
how to check.
yes.
Okay, today is just an introduction. Okay,
Okay. Right. Yes.